Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go! 6! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed the pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Tuesday to you. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. If you're listening on the audio stream at thrushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Good morning to everybody who's started watching us on YouTube this morning. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel already. Give this video a like, start leaving your comments in the comment section. Of course, you can follow us on our social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How's Tuesday?
Well, Tuesday's good. It was, well, I'm scared for my life now because I wish everybody could have been part of our pre-show meeting. I get a text about 5 after 10 or 10 after 5. Hey, man, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm just not used to Ross being up and at him and early, and he knows that I'm in my seat by 4 o'clock every morning. I'm doing some stuff.
I get an email from you at like 4:30 every morning.
Yeah, every morning. But in the past, Ross is kind of, he jumps on it normally about 4:30 or 5:35, 5:40, and we hook up then. Well, since he's gotten back from Europe, he's like an early bird now. He's like, hey, he's in the studio by 10 after 5 or 5:15. Well, this morning I started playing Best Fiends, right? And then my ADD just starts kicking in, and I'm doing the finger jiggets, and then I get a great offer, and I make an in-app purchase. So I'm like, oh, I can buy gold, I can buy keys, I can buy. The big seller for me was the 20 minutes of superpower. So I was in the minute of my 20 minutes that I had to use up because I purchased it. So I know, it's so stupid, just so stupid. And then so I finally get in the studio. Ross is waiting there for me. He goes, how you doing, buddy? I go, I'm fine. Why? He goes, we're all going to die. I'm like, what? We're all going to die. I'm like, I have to get my affairs in order? He goes, just know you're going to be dead in about a week. And he goes, do you believe in Jesus? I go, yeah, I believe in Jesus. You're okay. I go, okay. So I learned something this morning about a spaceship, comet, something that's coming towards Earth.
That you have not heard about 3I Atlas.
I live in a bubble. I live in a really big bubble, man, or a really small bubble. I try not to go outside of it, but apparently I'm going to be dead in 5 to 7 days.
Or it's just a rock that's going to fly by the Earth. One of the two. Either we're all dead and aliens are about to become our overlords, and reptilians are going to walk off this spaceship, and we're all going to, become slaves to the Anunnaki. I don't know what's happening. Or it's just a rock.
Or it's just a rock.
Or it could just be a rock.
The weird thing was, like, all these movies started going through my head when you were telling me the story. I'm like, okay, do we need to get loudspeakers full of country music like Mars Attacks?
We got to get some yodeling.
Yeah, yodeling and just so we can blow their heads off right away. Or is this like the Independence Day aliens where we need to go find like the old school F-15, F-18 fighters?
Find some crop duster pilots that are willing to go. Yeah, willing to fly their crop dusters into some spaceships. I don't know. I don't know.
Then I started thinking War of the Worlds and Tom Cruise is going through my head. Then I started going, okay, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go where they can't find me? And this is where, and I know there's some doomsdayers out there. And there are people listening to the show right now that are doomsdayers that are like ready to go into the mountains, go into the woods and can survive. I won't be able to survive. I'm a Boy Scout dropout, okay? Just so everybody knows, I'm a Boy Scout dropout. The first people to die in something like this, gonna be me. I won't survive.
We'll see. No reason to freak out about it. I just wanted you to be aware.
You made me aware now. Now I'm gonna be like looking up in the sky. I want to go outside today going, okay, are they coming?
There are some fake images out there. So don't if you pull up Twitter this morning or X, whatever, and you're like, oh my God, this thing's a space. No, that's just a picture of a galaxy that they're floating around there to be this rock. So we used to send out radio signals into the ether, right? And just pump them out there and say, all right, let's see what's out in the world. And there were some people at that time that were like, hey, we don't want to do this. Like, you don't go into the woods and make a lot of noise and attract the predators to you. What are we doing? Well, in 1977, we got this thing called the WOW signal. This is all, what I'm telling you here is all very, very real. And we got this weird signal in 1977 that lasted for like 72 seconds. And it most scientists were like, that sounds like a manufactured radio signal that we're getting back from this one part of the galaxy. It's coming from that area. Well, from that same area now comes this object. And it is a meteor. It right now just looks like a giant rock. They found it in like 2005, I think, something like that. They saw it coming a long time ago, but it was too far away to know what it was. And now it's getting closer, and it actually is entering our solar system, and it will turn around the sun. It'll go around the sun in like 7-8 days, and it'll fly past the Earth and by, a couple 100,000 miles or whatever it is. And as long as it doesn't stop, we're fine.
So are we going to get, Bruce Willis is out of commission now because he can't do anything.
Will Smith is available.
What was that? Armageddon, right? Was it Armageddon where Liv Tyler was in that?
Yeah, we still got Ben Affleck. We don't need Bruce Willis. He died on the first one anyway. We just need Ben.
Yeah, he planted the nuke on the rock, right? Isn't that what
Yes.
they did?
Have you ever heard about the DVD commentary of Armageddon? There's a really funny story about it. During the DVD commentary, you can get the DVD and you can watch this for yourself. Ben Affleck like destroys the movie.
Really?
Yes, during the play, and you know Ben Affleck's kind of got that shithead streak about him.
Yeah, he does.
And he must have woke up that day with like, you know what, screw it, let's burn the world. And he went on the DVD commentary and he was like, well, I remember when they pitched this script to me, and I said, I think was it Christopher Nolan who did that or whoever the director was. He's like, hey, this seems way out of line. And the people were like, no. This is an actual plan that NASA has. This is an actual plan. He's like, wouldn't it be easier to train astronauts how to dig holes than to teach guys that dig holes how to be astronauts? No, this is the plan.
You would have been proud of me. You brought up DVD commentary. So I'm on stage at Scare Away Cancer the other night, and we have a costume contest. And so we have an individual costume, and then we have a group costume, or an individual/couple. And one came up as Forrest Gump and Lieutenant Dan, okay? And Lieutenant Dan in a wheelchair. And so we need him to get on stage. Well, he won't get out of his wheelchair. They ask him, he's like, I need somebody to lift me up. This isn't wheelchair accessible. And it's just a pain in the ass, and it's dragging the night along. And the whole crowd is just watching this, and it's taking forever. I'm like, would you just get up and walk up here, you know?
Could he?
Yes. So right in the middle, I go, sorry, folks. He's not breaking character till the end of the DVD commentary.
What a great line, Trav.
One person burst out laughing because they knew exactly what I was talking about.
That's amazing. What a great line. What a great line.
Sorry, folks. He's not breaking character until the end of the DVD commentary. And everybody's just quiet. All of a sudden you hear I got it.
I would have cracked up. I would have been telling other people. I'd have been pulling up the film on my head. You got to watch this. You got to watch this.
Oh, God.
Good job.
Thanks.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.
The dude is not in a wheelchair, but he shows up in a wheelchair for part of the costume?
For part of the costume, because he's Lieutenant Dan basically on the boat, right?
He's not going to break character until the DVD commentary. What a great line.
And he wouldn't get out of his wheelchair. And then the same thing happened on the way down, and then it like tips.
Come on, dude.
And his foot get caught. And he's sitting there, everybody's trying, he goes, I'm really stuck. I'm like,
guess
good.
What? Lieutenant Dan didn't have legs, you jackass.
And when he did, they were titanium, and he could afford to get off the stage.
Yes. There's a part of me, I don't like that. Help me look within here for a moment, okay? Because I don't like that. You said that, and part of me was like, that's like blackface.
So you think he's making fun of?
I don't think you're making fun of. I think you are cosplaying as.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I was uncomfortable with it, especially when he's getting off stage. I'm like, dude, you're making this more difficult for everybody. All you had to do is get up and walk off the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about that I don't like. I don't know what it is.
He went full Eric Stoltz and really became the character. I'm in character. That's what I got to do.
What a great line, Trev. And by the way, if folks don't know, Robert Downey Jr. does the DVD commentary in character, and it's amazing.
And what's amazing about it is how uncomfortable Ben Stiller is. Ben Stiller is so uncomfortable during the DVD commentary that he's like, it's almost like, come on, man. Come on.
At some point, you probably should have been like, hey, Lieutenant Dan didn't have legs, and when he did, he could walk with them. You can
He had a cane.
I thought when you first said it, my first thought was like, oh, what a great costume for somebody in a wheelchair. What an outside the box, like thinking of like, you know what, we're gonna take this thing I have to be in and we're gonna make it part of the costume. That's gonna be fun. It's like when a pregnant lady goes as a pumpkin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, I get it. And then her husband goes as Peter.
The pumpkin eater.
Yeah, there's something about that makes me. When you first said it, and then you're like, well, we couldn't get him on stage. I'm like, Trav, because he's in a wheelchair.
No, he was cosplaying.
Yeah, that's like that. There's something. It's not quite as offensive as blackface, but there's something there that's like, no, you don't get to pretend to be this. And if you're gonna pretend to be it, at least acknowledge that you're pretending to be it. Don't be like, nope, sorry guys, not wheelchair accessible.
So in this guy,
I hope he donated a lot of money.
No, I don't think he donated anything. And this guy's, he's probably 210, 215. So he made people lift him up because the stage was not wheelchair accessible. So you had guys like trying to get him up the stage. I'm like, are we really doing this right now? And the answer was yes, we're really doing this right now.
I don't like it.
I just had to roll with it. Because if I would have said what I really...
I'd say you rolled with it perfectly.
Because I really wanted to go, get the fuck up.
Right. I would have too.
Yeah. So you mentioned sending those radio waves out. Is that I'm starting to think about movie. You know how The Simpsons has projected,
Yeah.
I'm starting to think the movie Contact. Remember that when they were sending radio waves out? Jodie Foster was, yeah.
I liked Contact.
Contact was a good movie.
There were two of them at the same time. Because that's how Hollywood works. When they find out that one script is being written and going to be produced by Paramount, then MGM jumps in and makes one like it. There was one that was about the same time as Contact, and it was about Interstellar. In fact, now that I'm saying that, was it called Interstellar? Yeah.
That was with Matthew McConaughey, right?
I think so.
That was a bizarre, long 3-hour movie that was just like, oh my God, is this thing ever going to end? And it got to the end, and I'm like, what just happened? It was like, time had passed, but time didn't pass for him, and it was really bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember that one. Do remember Contact. I thought that one was kind of fun. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. It's the old Chinese proverb. We'll see.
We'll see. Just know that Ross has alerted us that we may or may not die in 7 days. So get your affairs in order.
Patrick says he was, and Flag said the same thing. He was in both movies, but they were 15 years apart.
Who was in both movies? McConaughey was in Contact.
He was?
I believe so.
So Contact was in 1997. Sure was. It was Matthew McConaughey and Jodie Foster. What wasn't there another movie around Contact that was about a spaceship or something?
Well, that would have been Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was like 1978. And how we communicated by musical notes.
Event Horizon was the other one. Event Horizon. Whatever. Contact was based on a novel by Carl Sagan. Whoa, I didn't know that. Carl Sagan's a fascinating dude. He had a show like a docu-series that was on like PBS for a long time. Carl Sagan was a smart guy.
Still with us? Still alive?
Nope. Carl Sagan died a while back.
Maybe he's on the spaceship. Who knows?
Could be.
Gonna find out. We'll see.
Hope we don't have another one of those things that happened in California when the comet was coming. Remember all those people that killed themselves thinking they were going to hop on
the Hale-Bopp comet, and those people were called, oh, man. What was the name of that?
I don't know, but weren't they all wearing like Nikes?
No, Adidas.
Adidas?
Was it Adidas or Nikes?
It was some type of shoe they were like all wearing Air Jordans. I forget what that group was called, but they were
The
crazy.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah, Heaven's Gate. That was the name of the
They were hopping a ride.
Oh, that dude, the guy that was the head of that thing. How are these cult leaders like? They are noticeably crazy,
And people follow along with it.
You look at a picture of these people and you're like, oh, that's an insane person. Like you can see it in their eyes. You're like, how the?
David
how did
Koresh. You look at David Koresh and you go, he's a whack job.
He told people he was Jesus and he needed glasses. Like, yeah, you get to heaven. Let me sleep with your wife, and then when your daughter is 12, so let me sleep with her. That's how you get to heaven. And guys are like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that. And we need a bunch of guns too. Okay, yeah. What?
How does this all add up? Trust me.
Just trust me.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
It all falls into place.
That's Flag nails it. Flag. I love my friend so much. Like says, crazy people aren't following normal-looking people. That's good. You're right. You're right, Flagger. This is why I can't get any followers. Too normal-looking.
You are too.
I'm a very. I get this all the time. People are like, "You look familiar." I go, "Yeah, I look like a lot of people." You have friends that look just like me. Probably related to somebody that looks just like
You
me.
are the Joe Walsh song, Ordinary Average Joe.
Yes, I am, right. Ordinary average guy.
How did that song ever become popular?
Dude,
I mean,
don't even get started with me with this. There are so many other there are such dumber songs. What about that one? The one that's might as well go for a soda. Nobody hurts and nobody
Kim Mitchell.
cries.
Kim Mitchell. Might as well go for. So is that the melody? Has to be the melody that people
No,
go.
it's it must be the melody. It must, because the lyrics are some of the dumbest lyrics you've ever heard. Might as well go for a soda. That song should have been done in the 40s.
Isn't what's the Robert Plant song? Is it the Robert Plant song? I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood for the melody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the mood for a melody.
But he actually sings, but he's got some very good vocals in that. I mean, I'm sure they're enhanced.
Okay,
in some way, but.
come here. I got to tell you something. Just
All right,
lean in real quick.
Just us girls. Okay, go ahead.
I really like the Kim Mitchell Might As Well Go for a Soda song. When it comes on, I turn it up really loud.
Do you also like that Wings song?
I like all Wings songs.
Oh, my God. You're kidding me right now.
Band on the Run.
What's the Christmas song that they have that's the worst Christmas song? I can't. The moon is out. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. What's that song called? Remember?
I don't know.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
It's not a bad song.
It's a bad song. It's a bad song.
But you find yourself singing it and you know the words.
I also sing Baby Shark. That doesn't make that a good song. This Christmas, Rev says. That's the name of that song. This
Doesn't
Christmas.
surprise me that Rev knows that song, by the way.
Rev is he's an audiophile. Rev is truly an audiophile. Like the guy, the lyrics are inside that guy's head.
Yeah, on his headstone, when we bury him, it'll be Reverend Ray Green, MP3.
I think, we could put up a QR code on his headstone, and then you hit it, and it like plays a series of songs for him. But I think it'll say Rev Ray Green, 1970 to 2045, or however long Rev's with us, right?
You're giving him till 2045. That's impressive.
I want to give him some time, and underneath it, it's just going to say one word. It's going to say, "Ear."
It's going to say.
Rev's getting cremated, he says, so he can fire his ashes out of a cannon like Hunter Thompson.
Well, my mom got cremated. And we buried her ashes because in the Catholic faith, they want you in the ground. And so we buried her. But I've thought a lot about this, and I don't know if I'm going to get. I'm going to get cremated. That's my plan. But I don't know if I want to spend the money on a plot. I had somebody. Somebody wanted this trip to Tuscany the other night. We were in there from Manning, and that's where my mom's from. And I was just telling. I go. My mom lived in Minden for 60 years, and she got buried in Templeton because it was a $50 plot. I go, Mom, why are you getting? Before she died, I go, Mom, why are you getting buried in Templeton? It just cost me $50. I'm like, okay, just pick some random cemetery that's the cheapest you can get. I get it. Okay, go ahead, feel free.
I've upset people in the past with my take on cemeteries, and so I'll. But again, it's just us. Just us girls here. Tom.
Just us girls.
I get if for religious reasons, if that's what you want to do, and that's what you believe you need to do, go right ahead. I do think it is incredibly arrogant to want to own a piece of ground forever. Say, all right, this plot right here, this one here, mine forever. Well, why? I can get buried. You can get buried.
My wife's into the natural, but she thinks we should all just be stuck in the ground, and just dissolve away.
I love your wife. Your wife's a very smart lady. Anyway.
Yeah, she wants to be put in one of these tree pods.
Oh, and a tree grows from your body?
And a tree grows from your body.
Yeah. That's pretty cool thinking. I don't know, but they think they cost a lot of money.
And I don't even know if it's legal in the state of Iowa. I mean, some places that's not even legal.
That's true. Yeah, you have to if you have a private burial site in your land, when you sell your house, you have to disclose that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you run into that yet? Have you run into where we got to
It doesn't count for animals. You know what I mean? What they're talking about is human remains.
Hey, we got Jim Bob's buried about just over the hill on the other side of the terrace. Can you get buried on your land?
I believe so.
I didn't know if you had to go through something with the state to say, hey,
sure you probably do. Yeah, there's probably some loopholes that Uncle Sam gets involved in your death.
We're gonna have the family burial ground here, right? I want Mary Jane, Jim Bob, everybody buried right here next to me.
Yeah. Most people bury their most. A lot of people will bury a cat, a dog. You know what I mean? Things like that. But that doesn't have to be disclosed. But private burial sites do.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like poltergeist. Right? Nobody told those people who got the house on top of the cemetery that Carol Ann was going to be going to the television.
I had a buyer ask me once, do they have to disclose if the house is haunted? I said, no, because they can't prove it. She said, what do you mean they can't prove that it's haunted? What if we move in and the house is haunted? I said, it's not. It's that easy. It's not.
Disclosure. Burial site? No. Haunted? Maybe.
You don't have to disclose if somebody died in the house?
So my mom died in the garage, so I didn't have to disclose that.
No.
Though the whole town knew it. Everybody in the town knew that Mom was laying right there when we found her.
Now, if the basement flooded and the whole town knew it, you better disclose that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Somebody's going to come back and go, oh, how's the water line in the basement? Huh? Wow.
I know. Sorry. Thank you for letting us go on our tangents. Joshua Jones from Priority One is going to be joining us when we come back. We're going to talk about getting your house ready for winter. We'll see if he believes in ghosts, if he sees anything when he's down in those basements. But do remember that when you need alcohol, and listen to this show, you might need alcohol, head to Central City Liquors because they have everything you want. 165 single malts, 130 tequilas, 50-plus bonuses or bourbons on hand. Plus, they stock mixers, wine, spirits, beer, seltzers, everything you need. Central City Liquors at 1460 2nd Avenue in Des Moines. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app.
allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff. You can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hi, Nate Shoesmith with Willis Cadillac. I'm the newest addition to the team. Wanted to introduce myself and let you guys know what awesome deals we have on our EVs today. This month we have 2.9% up to 60 months on our Cadillac Optic, Lyric, and Vistic. For all you Escalade fans out there, we are happy to have 3 in stock right now available. We also have this beautiful blue 2026 CT5V, new for the year color. If you'd like to schedule a test drive, visit us at williscadillac.com or visit our showroom today.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. It's getting colder outside. Some of you are sleeping with your windows open. But let's be honest. It's last night I shut the windows and I didn't tell my wife because I was like, it's freaking cold out. And I'm cold in my room. And I'm just sitting there, and I got up this morning, I'm walking on the floor, I'm like, man, my feet are cold. And I'm like, I'm going to have to turn that furnace on here pretty soon. And we may be getting a frost here shortly. And we're like, we need experts. We need experts. And we have experts here at the Rush Radio Show because Priority One is a sponsor of the show. You see their commercials. And we haven't talked to Josh before. And I'm like, you know what, Ross, we need to talk to Josh.
Now's the time. Yeah, we got questions. We got questions for dummies, and we got an expert that can help us dummies out. That's for sure. What's up, Josh? How are you, man?
Oh, not too bad. Doing good.
Yeah.
Are you in the van right now? Are you in the van ready to go to work?
I like to think of it as the mobile office. All the van. So I've been a technician in the field for a long time, and I'm more comfortable in a van doing paperwork than I am in an office. I tried to set up an office in my basement, and I can't work in it. I'll get home and I'll spend a half an hour in the driveway doing paperwork before I'll go inside. I just can't do it inside.
Do you freak your wife out? Did it take her a while to get used to that? You're like, is he mad at me? Is he not coming in? Did he have a bad day at work? Does he not want to come in and have dinner?
She's gotten used to it. Usually she'll just send the dogs outside so that they can park at the window, but that's about it. Maybe send the kid out to make sure I'm okay. But
I like it. All right,
Nice.
so I'm with Travis. I did shut the windows last night, but Sunday night I slept with the windows open. It was amazing. I woke up, the house was like 55 degrees. It felt fantastic. Am I making a big mistake by doing that?
No.
Okay, all right. I was worried that I was letting the house get too cold before I turned the furnace on.
Really, heating and cooling is all about comfort. Everybody asks me what the magic number is. What am I supposed to set my house at? I don't know. Where are you comfortable? In the wintertime, I'm at 66 degrees in my house. Some people would think that I'm crazy, but that's where I set it. So it's all about comfort.
We are getting closer to when we do have to turn the furnace on, right? And the furnace hasn't run since probably, I don't know, April, maybe that. So what, besides call Priority One, what should people be doing right now to get ready to turn that furnace on for fall and winter?
The biggest thing is, as with all year round, change the filters. Getting the filter changed on the furnace, on the air conditioning side and the furnace side, really helps prevent breakdowns in the middle of the worst part of the season. The other thing would be turn the furnace on. Everybody likes to be the big macho strong guy and wait till the middle of the coldest part of the year to turn the furnace on first time. Yeah, exactly. Calls me as soon as it's 0 degrees out and it's an emergency. So I usually say at least turn it on when it starts to get cold. That way we can figure out if it's not working before it's 10 degrees outside.
So I have a dog as well. I used to have multiple dogs in the house. Now I just have one dog in the house. Travis has a big dog in the house. When I fire up mine, one of the things I have to prepare for, I thought it was just there's this initial smell that comes out. It smells like burning hair. I've always thought it was just dog hair getting sucked through the system for a minute, and I'm like, oh, it burns the nose for a minute.
Just dust.
Just dust. Okay.
Yep. So it's been collecting a little bit of dust on that heat exchanger, and as soon as you turn it on, it heats up. It's going to burn off that dust. It's not an issue. It's going to happen every single year.
Yep.
Nothing to be concerned about.
God, I thought it was my dog's fault.
No, you can get it in houses that don't have dogs.
Okay. All right. That makes me feel a little bit better because I thought I was just dirty.
And it usually takes like a day or two for that smell. And I'm like, does the smell ever go away, or is it just you get used to the smell?
It goes away. Yeah, at least it should be. Otherwise, you got a lot of dust in there.
So you mentioned changing the filters. Do you do just come in kind of an initial inspection before you turn it on? Do you recommend that? Because I say every time I flip the switch, I'm like, I got the carbon monoxide sensor sitting right by there because I start freaking out because it hasn't been turned on in such a long time.
I suggest it for most any system, even brand new systems. If you have a new construction house, those guys do a lot of work to get those furnaces and duct work and air conditioners in. I'll be honest, most of the time they don't do all the fine tuning of systems. Air flows, gas pressures, refrigerant charge. I'm not knocking them. They do a lot of work and they get it probably 75% of the way. It works. But for longevity of systems, getting that gas pressure, airflow, refrigerant charge, getting all those correct, really can make them last longer. And then if you have a system that's 5-10 years old, starting to look at safety concerns along with those same things, and longevity. There's a lot of things that you can check that we can try to also prevent it from breaking down in the middle of the winter. So.
That's probably, I mean, I'm looking at I have a 20-year-old system.
You need to call Josh.
I know. I've been in the house for 18 years, and it was a couple years old when I moved into the thing. So, I mean, I just like a general maintenance thing is probably important for me before I even fire it up. Or should I do what you said, Josh? Fire it up, make sure it's working, and then give you a call and tell you what problems I'm experiencing.
I'm going to tell somebody that they can't run their furnace unless something has been noticed that is a safety concern. But yeah, you can run it if you need to. But definitely something that age, you start having issues where you could have a cracked heat exchanger. You could have, temps getting too high in the furnace. You just don't know it because it hasn't been checked in a long time. So there's a lot of things that should be kind of checked and noted.
Yeah.
Well,
I have an old drafty house too. So man, I usually am putting like plastic on the windows and draft guards on the doors and things like that to try to help out. Because when we hit those January, February months and we have that stretch of, high temperatures in the zeros, man, my house, it struggles to keep up. It really does.
Most houses are set, sizing wise, are set to keep a house at temperature around 0 degrees. So once we get down below 0 is when we see a lot of systems start to break because they're running almost constant to keep a house warm. So when we get down to those temps too, I always suggest don't do any setbacks on your thermostat. Just keep it one set temperature all day long. Yeah. That way you're not trying to make up temperature when it's that cold.
Call Priority One is the website. That's Call Priority One. Josh, this is your first time on the show. Give us a little bit about yourself. I know the business is in Runnels. How far out do you go? Are you a one-man shop? Just tell us a little bit about yourself and the business and how far out you go.
So I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Got about 13 years in the HVAC industry. Worked for some of the bigger companies in town, and kind of fed up with the corporateness that it's become. A lot of people are starting to get bought out by bigger businesses, and they're starting to favor profits over customer care. And I was over it. They just wanted sales. I started doing heating and cooling so I could take care of people, not to be a salesman. So I started this to be that, to be the heating and cooling guy that I was when I started. I could get back to taking care of people and hopefully, actually I have been given a lot better pricing than the big guys in town. So the market that I'm in is pretty much the entire Des Moines market. I do go just a little out. So all the suburbs, Indianola. Since I'm on the east side of town, I'll also go down like Knoxville, Newton, anywhere around there. So
you're getting some good reviews here. Jenny says, did my HVAC, great guy, very fair, did a really nice job, highly recommend. So there you go. Jenny's one satisfied customer of the many that we're hearing from right now.
That's awesome.
So you probably have a good problem to have is that means if you don't have any employees, you can only be so many places in one day, right? I mean,
I do have news. I have hired.
Yeah.
I didn't do it the normal way. I didn't get a kind of a new guy. I actually went and got somebody with a journeyman license, somebody that I can basically trust with the company, because I didn't want to send out some young kid to calls that honestly,
you were just going to have to go and watch over their back anyway.
Yeah, I don't trust. I want somebody that I can send out there that I know he's doing the right job. Somebody that I've known for a while. So I trust him with the company.
Trust him with your name and reputation.
Absolutely.
And you got a well-wrapped van. I mean, your van's pretty damn cool. I mean, you got one of those Sprinter vans. I'm like, damn, that's a good-looking van. Owen could use that for the band. But did you have to get a new van for him too? Did you have to get a new van?
Yep. We're working on all that stuff. It's all in the works. So it's I know heating and cooling. The business side of it is new. Hiring somebody is new, but it's all going good. So I'm excited.
Good. You mentioned you're a Marine Corps vet. Thank you for your service, by the way. Were you overseas at all as a Marine?
I was 2011 Afghanistan.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, thanks for your service, Josh. That's and once a Marine, always a Marine, right?
Right. Not as lean, or not as mean, not as lean, but still a Marine.
I like that. I've never heard that one. That's good.
I like
not
that.
As lean, not as mean, but still a Marine.
That's good stuff. Josh, thank you so much for your time. And again, callpriority1.com is the website. If you want to give the phone number, you can. I don't have it up, but if you want to give the phone number, you can.
515-675-4445.
675-4445.
Yep.
Okay. We did have somebody ask. Ankeny is one of those suburbs you're okay with hitting, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Area, or even just outside of the Des Moines area. Not a big deal at all.
Listen, Josh, they don't like to hear it, but Ankeny's just North Des Moines.
It's getting pretty close.
Yeah. Don't tell them that, but it's just North Des Moines.
Okay, then why is you just say the East Side when it comes to like the East Side? You don't throw Des Moines on there. You just say, "Well, I'm an East Sider."
Yeah, because everybody knows that it's East Des Moines. Like that. So if Ankeny could just get around to saying, "Yeah, we're just North Siders."
Okay.
The North Side.
But Ankeny is for people that wanted to live in the metro but were too scared. They just wanted better schools for their kids. That's all that is.
All right, Josh. We appreciate your time.
Dude, you're getting lots of great reviews. You got a lot of people that you've worked with that are speaking highly of you. So can keep it up, man. That's
awesome.
And I'm glad to see that because it's nice to know that a lot of our folks have at least had experience with you and all that.
Speaking on that, I've prided myself. I have like 31 or 32 Google reviews, all 5-star, all like most of them are like a paragraph. I got this one guy. The guy's name's Dave. He gave me a 1-star for no reason. I don't even know who the guy is. I didn't service a Dave, no nothing. And I'm gonna find you, Dave. I don't know where it's at. You ruined a good solid week until I decided that it was a horrible review to begin with. So
here let me calm you down a little bit. Is that I run the for the business I work for, I run kind of the Google page and stuff, and there are people who you don't do work with that just purposely go do 1-star reviews. They're just dicks.
I'm pretty sure his name started out as Kevin, and then it went to Dave. So
yeah.
I don't know if this is a real guy or not, but yeah, he's just trying to ruin my day.
You maybe should even comment on it and just be like, hey, I don't remember servicing a gentleman by this name. If you can give me more information, I can help. Because at least that way when people see the review, they maybe see your comment underneath it of like, what the hell?
Well, I'll be honest. The comment was, I wouldn't use a one-man show. So I know it's a crappy review anyway, because that's not even a review. That's a comment.
It's a comment, right? Yeah.
So I was, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. It's not like it's a paragraph of how I didn't take care of somebody or drop the ball or, you know what? All the rest of them are great. I got one guy named Kevin or Dave, whoever it is.
So listen, if you're a Kevin or Dave listening, call Josh, have him, because he's not holding grudges against Kevins and Daves, but then at least a Kevin and Dave can give him a 5-star review on top of the Kevin or Dave. Yeah.
And by the way, I like using one-man shops because that's your reputation is all based on that.
Right.
You can't pass the buck at that point.
Yeah, I am the salesman, I am the installer, I'm the technician, and I'm your complaint department. So
HR, he's all of it.
Away from it. Yeah, I can't get away. If you're not calling me.
Can I talk to the owner? Yeah. Okay. Can I talk to the owner? Yeah. You're talking to him.
Yep.
So that's good stuff. Well, I know you get started at 7. Are you sitting in the in your driveway or your customer's driveway? Right.
I'm actually sitting the quick trip next to the fairgrounds. I'm on my way, and I find somewhere that's somewhat lit because I forgot it's 6:30 in the morning. It's not light anymore, so I try to find somewhere lit. And
you did well. You look good. You sound good, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, guys.
You
I appreciate it, Josh. When it gets below zero, we'll have you back on to give some of those pointers.
He'll be too busy at that point.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I have another guy on though, so
that's right.
That's right. Yeah,
maybe a little bit.
All right, Josh. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, thanks. Callpriority1.com. That's callpriority1.com. A Marine. He's just a small shop. That's what you want. That's supporting small business right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what that is. That's supporting a local guy who's trying to help people out, keeping his prices low,
and he's not wrong.
Quality of his work.
And he's not wrong when he says, I got sick of the corporate stuff to where you're just like, all they're trying to do is sell. And I get sales as part of the deal. But you want your work to stand out before it's just how many things can you get in the pipeline.
He touched on something there that we've had discussions of in our office, in the real estate office too. And we had this business coach come in one time, and he was like, throw out some words that make you, if I say the word salesman, salesperson, what are words that you think of? And some of the people were like, expert, knowledgeable. And of course I'm like, shady. And the guy's like, Ross, why do you say bad words about salesperson? Why does salesperson give you a negative connotation? And I kind of had the response. I could kind of see in Josh's mind there that same thing of like, because I'm not a salesperson. I provide a
You're
service.
a people person.
I provide a service to people. And I'm not selling. I don't ever sell a house. And I imagine Josh that same way. I don't think he doesn't seem like the type of guy that goes in and sells a new furnace to people or a new air conditioner or whatever it is. He goes in and finds out what's wrong and says, "All right, here's my expert advice: is that you need to do this." And if you call that a salesperson, then I guess he what he just did was sold himself to us, right? He came on the air and he just said, "Hey, here's why you should use me. Here's the things I do." But I don't see that as a salesperson.
No, that's just being honest and giving. It's a consultant more than anything. It's
yes.
Like I had my drain cleaned, right? I had it snaked and it went all the way to the street. And the plumber's sitting there with his ass crack hanging out. And he goes, well, here's the deal. You don't need to do it now, but in about 2 years, you're going to need to bring the jet in here, which is the water jet. He goes, but you don't need to do it now, but it's about 2 years away. So just know that in 2 years, you're going to have to do that. So, because he could have easily said, hey, you need to jet this now, and it's going to cost you $1,000, right?
Yep,
he
and
goes,
you would have said, oh, okay, you're the expert. I'll trust you. Yeah.
But the expertise was, in 2 years, you're going to need to water jet this. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. So, so thanks, Josh, for coming on. Hey, the World Series is set, Ross. Last night, Toronto came back to beat Seattle 4-3, and George Springer had his should we call it a Joe Carter moment? Can we call it a Joe Carter moment?
No. Homer happened in this. No. Joe Carter is a true walk-off.
That's true.
Right. I mean, it's over with that. Dude, that was an amazing moment, though. That, like, Toronto fans, it's right there with it because, I mean, you're down in the game. It's the seventh inning.
And remember, he got hit in the kneecap in the fifth game, and he was like, he was kind of hobbling a little bit. And they said he refused to get into his own head. He did not get on the iPad to do the analysis. He didn't go back into the batting cage, where they have he's like, I'm just going to focus in. And then you come hobbling up a little bit because you're sore. I'm like, and that's why it's a Kurt Gibson, Joe Carter type. It's not as different situations, but you throw them all in there, and there's drama behind it with the injury, with the home run, taking the lead, and then getting the World Series. The first World Series since 1993. If you would have told me Toronto winning the World Series seems like yesterday to me. I was like, 1993?
That Joe Carter moment feels that. I remember where I was. I remember where I was. I was 15 years old in my grandpa's basement in Burlington.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember. My grandpa was great. He was too cheap to carpet the basement. So do you know what the basement was? Remember those carpet square samples?
Oh, yeah.
The carpet
yeah.
rectangle. He had like hundreds of those laid out, so it looked like a multicolored checkerboard in the basement. It was.
I got a great deal at a consignment sale. We got all the, and anytime one goes bad, we just rip it up and put a new carpet square down.
There was something, you spilled a drink. It was like, don't clean it up. Take it out. We need a new color there anyway.
Grandpa, you don't have much color coordination going on here. Go with the yellow this time. Just go with the yellow.
Throw one. What's next? Throw it up there.
I was watching ESPN this morning, and they were doing like all the play-by-plays from the home run last night. They did the Blue Jay radio network. They did the television. Then they did the Blue Jay French radio network. And automatically, I'm like, French. Yeah. The French.
Yeah.
Maybe not like the Blue Jays at the point. Home run. George Springer.
Yeah, George Springer.
I picture that guy wearing a beret as he's doing the play-by-play.
I am glad, though, that at least baseball doesn't do the stupid soccer thing. Imagine if every sport did what soccer announcers do. What it would sound like is, here's the pitch to Springer. Here it swung on. The ball is deep. Home run. Why are you just screaming the thing that happened to me? What? There's no other commentary except for ho, 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 home run. Run. That's what they do. They do that goal thing where they just scream goal as long as they can, and people are like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. But they've been doing it for 40 years. It's the least creative thing you could ever do. We're like, oh, my God, these goal things are so cool. Have you listened to these? Yeah, I heard one when I was 9, and they all sound the same.
They did it a little bit last night. It was, I think it was the Toronto radio network was like, it's a Springer dinger.
Yeah, and listen, and to be fair, I hate the Yankee guy that does all the stupid.
He's done now, right? He retired.
Yeah.
All rise.
So. Whatever it was always dumb stuff. He'd sit at home and go, oh, I came up with a fun one here for when Mike Stanton hits one. I do that. Whatever. Not for me.
So the Blue Jays will host the Dodgers on Friday night in Game 1 of the World Series. Dodgers looking to become the first team in 25 years to win back-to-back World Series championships.
That's amazing.
I would agree with you.
That seems incredible to me that it's been 25 years since we've had back-to-back World Series champions, especially with how dominant the Dodgers have seemed to have been. I was kind of shocked when I saw that this morning that they'll attempting to be the first team in 25 years to repeat as World Series champions. I thought that can't be right.
And that's when the Yankees won 3 in a row?
25 years. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. 96. Hold on. Yeah, because they won 4 and 5 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they won 96. Why am I drawing a blank?
In 97, 98, 99? I'm just trying to...
No, maybe that was because if it was 25 years ago, they would.
But the Yankees are the last team to win back-to-back.
Yeah.
But maybe... What's crazy, Ross, is does baseball need dynasties? Think about it. When you don't have... You haven't had back-to-back time... By that, we pay attention when the Chiefs are winning a lot. We pay attention when the Patriots are winning a lot. Do you need a team that wins a lot, or at least gets there a lot, and then sprinkles in those wins? When you don't put a dynasty together, does a dynasty bring more eyeballs to the game?
I don't know. I'm not more likely to watch this World Series because it's the Dodgers.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani makes me turn the TV on. The Dodgers don't necessarily. Does that make sense at all? I don't know if that even makes sense. Like, he's obviously a part of the Dodgers, so ergo, right? Sean might be onto something here. Sean says sports need an evil empire. Like, sports can be better when there's a unifying force, I think is what it is. Sports
and that evil empire can change. I mean, for a long time it was Alabama in college football, you know, and then it might be Georgia now, or it just might be, in general, the SEC. In baseball for the longest time, it was the Yankees, probably still is the Yankees, but, you know, the Yankees haven't been to a World Series since when, like 2015 or something like that? I agree with him that you do need an evil empire. The Cowboys, for a long time, even though they are America's team, was an evil empire. We need somebody to hate. We need somebody to root against, just as much as we need somebody to root for.
Yeah.
Good way to look at it.
Dusty, this is good. Ohtani makes me want to fire up DraftKings. You'll never convince me. You'll never convince me that Shohei Ohtani didn't know about that. Never. When he had that amazing game last week, you know, I can't just let good things happen and go, oh, yeah, good thing. I have to piss on everybody's parade, right? And one of my buddies was like, dude, did you guys see this game Ohtani had? And I wrote back and I said, greatest baseball player of all time. Horrible gambler and even worse friend, but best baseball player of all time. And they were like, no, he didn't even do anything. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, OJ was innocent too.
515-517-2303. That's the number to call. We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Good to have you along this morning on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Your tires connect your vehicle to the road, which means they take the brunt of every pothole, curb, or nail you come across. New tires are one of the most significant maintenance items you can perform on your car.
For the month of October, when you purchase 3 tires, you get the 4th for $1.
And proper alignment is the best way to maintain the longevity of your tires. That's why we give you a free alignment check with any regular service.
Give us a call
or schedule your service online at williscadillac.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by our good friends at Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give this video a like and leave the comments in the comment sections. Follow us on X at Rush Mornings. Like our Facebook page. Just search The Rush with Travis and Ross. And on Instagram, The Rush Radio Show. I want to thank Josh from Priority One for coming on, giving us some good tips about your furnace as the fall and winter weather start to creep in. When you reach out to him at callpriority1.com, make sure to tell him you heard about him and heard from him on The Rush Radio Show. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. That was a fast first hour.
Yeah, it was a fast first hour.
Yeah.
We got a lot of football to talk about. We got a lot of stuff, man. You put together one hell of a show today, and then I spent the first half hour talking about aliens.
Well, I led you down that road because I was fascinated by it. Absolutely fascinated by the alien talk. Of course, the college coaching watches continue to be interesting just to follow along. A couple things happened yesterday in the college coaching world that maybe I was kind of surprised about. The first one happened at Florida State. And Florida State has said, listen, we are going to evaluate the program of Mike Norvell after the season is over. This is a different approach that a lot of teams aren't taking now. We've seen, I think there's 11 head coaching jobs available right now, Ross, and I believe 9 of them are in Power 4 schools. So you see that. Florida State obviously opened the season against Alabama with a win, has fallen on hard times coming off a loss to Stanford. The noise is getting loud for Mike Norvell. But are you surprised you say, hey, we're going to wait till the end of the season on this one?
Yeah, I kind of am. But I think, it's the same sort of thing that we're seeing from Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin's a different story. I think you have two different things here. You have an athletic director at Wisconsin who has said, hey, I feel your pain. I support Luke Fickell. What we're going to do is throw more money at the problem. And so, Florida State doesn't have a money problem. Wisconsin is believing in itself that we got a money problem and we need to invest more into the football program. And there has been some criticism in Wisconsin of not investing a lot in the NIL world in certain aspects. Like if you're not going to give a coach the financial resources to compete, well, you should have $20.5 million now. But let's be honest, you're going to need more money than that. You're going to need to go find additional NIL money. It almost made it sound like Luke Fickell's going to get another year. That's the way I interpreted it. Unless, they're not going to beat Oregon this weekend. You go from Iowa to Ohio State to Oregon. That's a horrible. And you played Alabama this year. Yeah, your schedule's just brutal.
Brutal. You're absolutely right. But you've also lost to teams you were supposed to beat.
Yes.
And I think that the Wisconsin thing, I'm taking the same approach on that one. Like, we'll see. I can't imagine that they wanted to bring in and fire Luke Fickell to have some new coach come in to get his ass kicked by Ohio State and Oregon. And so I think we'll see on this. The Florida State situation, Trav, you're right. Money ain't going to be the problem there. And again, I don't think money's the problem at many places. I really don't. Money isn't going to be the holdup at Florida State. I don't know, man. This has that feel of that dreaded vote of confidence. Maybe one of the things that's going to happen, Travis, is once some of these coaching dominoes start to fall, if a guy opens up, if the right position all of a sudden on the chessboard is available, then they jump and then they go. I don't know. I think both of these schools are schools that you've got to be right on the edge of making that leap. Man, I learned a long time ago, the longer you live on that edge, the more comfortable you get there.
There's truth to that.
And if you don't pull the trigger at some point, you're gonna feel stuck in that situation. You'll sit on the edge of that cliff and the edge of that decision for a long time, and a lot longer than you should have. And Wisconsin more maybe than Florida State to me right now, because Luke Fickell just seems like such the wrong fit there. Culturally, he doesn't fit in with these other Big Ten coaches like we've talked about. Like, it's just the fan base is a lot. Did you see the flyover the other day they had I saw Hassel retweet this. He's like, man, I've been waiting for this all week. The flyover of the stadium. The student section is not half full. We had friends and listeners that went up to that game, and they said as soon as they got done with, people come for jump around. They're not coming to cheer on the football team. It's become Wrigley Field in the 80s and 90s. They're there to have fun. It's a party. We're going to drink. We're going to jump around. And then, you know what? Let's go party again. What happens on the football field is secondary. That's a bad, bad place to be in Big Ten football. So, I don't know. I think that both of these are in that wait and see thing, and it's that they all kind of have that ring of the dreaded vote of confidence thing, where an athletic director comes out and says, "No, we're holding steady," and then as soon as the microphones go off, they're Googling best coaches available, going to Chat GPT and asking who'd be a good fit for Wisconsin football.
I want to push back on your money thing just a little bit, and what I want to say is two things can be true at the same time. Do you believe that two things can be true at the same time?
Absolutely.
So I would agree with you that money's not a problem overall for the Wisconsin athletic department. I think where money can become an issue is how well you're organized on the outside of the of the athletic department. Let's say, I think the Swarm does quite well. Do I think the Swarm is the best collective out there? And I think Brad Heinrichs would tell you, there's only so much money you can compete with, right?
Yeah.
What if, let's just say, hypothetically, that Iowa was going after Mendoza, who's now at Indiana, but couldn't afford it. So it's how much money you have on the outside, where I think some of these universities are running into money problems. You're right. I think the athletic department and what you get from revenue and all that stuff, not a money problem. The additional money you need to compete, it's how well organized you are with your fan base.
I completely agree with you. So let's just bring it back to local for a moment.
Okay.
Fran McCaffrey. The NIL for the Iowa basketball team was non-existent. Literally non-existent. You made a change at coach. You brought some hope to the program. All of a sudden, there's the money.
Yeah, he's got a pretty highly paid team right now.
You remove the apathy that is setting in at Wisconsin football. You remove that apathy. You inject a little bit of hope, and now all of a sudden, there's that money. It's there. I really believe that. It's there. I mean, most of these programs have been able to find the money when they need it. Iowa included.
Indiana all of a sudden found the money.
For both.
Right?
For basketball, and because they go, well, because that's another thing that we've said for a long time. Well, you're going to be one school or the other. Indiana said, well, why not do both? Now, again, that's Mark Cuban money, and that's a great, easy out for a Hawkeye fan to go, well, we don't have a Mark Cuban. They find the money, guys. They find the money. And Wisconsin, to me, right now, is in that situation. They don't have the right people in place to generate the income, to generate those funds, to be able to go out and get the guys. And I don't think you're going to be able to do this with Luke Fickell as your salesperson. There's that word again.
And that's where you and I agree. That's why when I hear an athletic director go, well, we need to give him more support. There needs to be more investment in the program. If I'm a fan, you're coming to me and say, hey, we need this much money to bring in and work you say, okay, I'll support something, but I don't want to support. You're just throwing the money at a problem that hasn't shown any improvement over 3 years anyway. Why do we think it's going to be improved if we just throw money at the problem? Throwing money at the problem helps, but you also have to have a culture. You have to have right people. The people that understand how to navigate that world.
Yeah, how to recruit in that world. Exactly right. So it's an interesting decision for them to sit back and say, we're going to wait till the end of the year and see how this thing plays out. Because in my mind, I look at Fran McCaffrey and I go, yeah, we did that at Iowa for a long time. We said, man, this guy's a competitor. This guy keeps us in games. This guy, you're not going to win.
I mean,
you're not going to win.
We've talked to a lot of people on here. Everybody says Fran could coach.
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't a coaching problem. There were a lot of just...
It's a culture problem.
Yes.
He was just kind of stuck in his ways, didn't want to advance into that new world, resisted it. And then, again, the fan apathy, that's your bell. When you hear that bell ring, you're in trouble. You've waited too long almost. You've waited too long, and now you got to do some big things in order to get that to remove that cloud over your head, and that's where I think they're at with Wisconsin football.
The Florida State situation is interesting because there's probably a fan base going, "What do you mean you're going to wait till the end of the year?" Because you have Florida that's already fired their coach. You have UCLA is open, Penn State's open. So you're going to miss an opportunity to negotiate behind the scenes, and you might be losing a guy that you could, if you fired Norvell now, you could get in on those conversations. If I was a Seminole fan, and I'm not, but I'd be like, why are you waiting to see if the dumpster fire gets bigger or smaller? It's still a dumpster fire at this point.
You're pushing off that inevitable. Yeah, you're living on the edge of that cliff. You got to make the decision. You got to jump. At some point, you got to jump. And the longer you live there, is it possible, Travis, that both of these guys turn things around? Is it possible that Luke Fickell ends up being the guy that, is the next Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin?
No, it's not possible.
I don't think so
now,
either.
Mike Norvell, I'm not convinced it's not. But unfortunately, as the road gets thinner, you run out of time. I mean, 2 years ago, before everybody bolted before the bowl game, he was undefeated, and that team probably should have been in the playoffs. And then everybody left, and he couldn't rebuild after that. And you thought, okay, you brought in a new offensive coordinator, brought in a new defensive coordinator, you beat Alabama, you're like, okay, things are going the right direction. And then just the engine in the plane just starts running out of gas and is sputtering. So what I think is going to be interesting, because I was reading some stuff this morning about, hey, who's in line for these jobs, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to find out how attractive these jobs are to existing Power 4 head coaches. Because Lane Kiffin's name keeps coming up for the Florida job. And I'm like, I wouldn't leave Ole Miss. There's no way I would leave Ole Miss.
I thought that same thing when I heard that, Travis. I was like, guy's in a top 5 position in the SEC. He has elevated that Ole Miss job to a place that it wasn't at before.
You're making $8.5 million a year. You now own Oxford. You own Oxford. And I'm just like, getting kids to go to Oxford is not a problem. You took Georgia. Sure, you lost to Georgia, but that was a hell of a game. You put that on a neutral field. I'd like to see those two. I'd line up to watch that game again. But it used to be, well, you would leave Ole Miss for Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And
in a heartbeat.
That's where I want to see now, with the way the money flows, all this stuff, are these coaches that have really good jobs right now, making a lot of money, and are able to win at their current school going, why am I really leaving? Because you're not going to have dynasties anymore. Those days are over, at least in my mind. And if you can't, I'm like, don't leave Ole Miss. You've got it made there. They threw you a lifeline from
and remember,
Florida.
He's a guy that has been in unhappy places before. He's a guy that's known what it's like to not be wanted. And then all of a sudden you're around people that love you, and you're around people that admire you and build the program around you that helps you be successful. I said top 5. They were top 5 before they lost to Georgia, right? They're still in the top 10, though.
Yeah, they fell to 8. Yeah, they were number 3. They were number 3, then fell to number 4, but then they got beat by Georgia and they fell to number 8, which you're still, if things work out, you're still a college football playoff team at that point.
Yeah, absolutely right. And They have Oklahoma. That
Let me pull up the Ole Miss schedule.
I feel like I saw that they had to cut. That remember we looked at this and they had a couple of back-to-back ones that were really tough. After they beat LSU, they were at Georgia last week, lost 43-35. They are
at Oklahoma this weekend.
This weekend, 11 a.m. on ABC.
That's a hell of a game. That really is. Then they at home against South Carolina. Then you got Citadel. Then you get Florida at home, and you have to go to Mississippi State.
Play Citadel.
Well, got to have that late season FCS game.
It's the Citadel.
Actually, the schedule just says Citadel.
Oh, does it
so
really? Okay. All right.
I threw the on there.
I think it is
the Citadel. I don't even know what Citadel is. Is it it's a military school, right?
Yeah.
But it's not affiliated with the military?
What? Really?
I don't know. Because it's not an academy. I've always...
United States Senior Military College in Charleston, South Carolina. I've been there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've like toured the Citadel once. But yeah, Trav, I guess I didn't realize that. It's not an Army or Navy school, but it has ROTC programs for all branches.
Can you just
Learn something new.
Can you go to Citadel and just like wear civilian clothes, or are you in uniform the whole time?
It's a senior military college. I'm too dumb to know exactly what that means.
You're not dumb.
I know what each one of those words means. When you put them together, I get confused. Corey says it's the Temu version of Texas A&M.
No, because I actually think Texas A&M would be the Temu version of Citadel because I think they're all like in uniform. I think it's like very Texas A&M. You can choose to be in the Corps, but you can choose to be a regular student.
You can be one of those yell leaders, huh?
Hey, gig 'em. Gig 'em. Gig 'em.
Some traditions are really stupid.
Can they be stupid and cool at the same time?
No, not that one.
I disagree. I have this place in my heart for Texas A&M.
Yeah,
just because
I did until I saw that yell leader thing, and then I was like, what the...
You don't like people being different.
No, I love different. Dude, look around. I love different. I like unique. I don't like when people turn their brains off. It's okay to look at something and go, hey, this is weird, right? And when people go, no, it's not weird, it's tradition. What's that mean? Because this is weird. Huh? What are we doing? Oh, you just don't get it. That I agree with.
That's why you got to live down there. You got to be part of the culture. Got to be part of that culture.
That's you're right about that. You're right.
I was reading Pat Forty this morning, and he was talking about like landing spots for coaches that are on the beach, right? You know, like James Franklin to UCLA. That would be an odd mix. But they had Mike Gundy slotted for UAB and maybe Oregon State. I'm like, you have all these other big jobs that are open, and Mike Gundy's like, UAB would be a great landing spot, or Arkansas State if they get rid of Butch Jones. I'm like, wow, how the mighty have fallen.
And it's totally different than like Rick Pitino going to St. John's. There's no. It's more like Rick Pitino going to Iona. Wasn't that where he went for a while?
Yeah, he went to Iona.
Yeah,
they threw him a lifeline.
Yeah, that was where we were like, what? Mike Gundy's going to coach it. Where? Dusty throws out a good name that I have not thought about during this. Pat Fitzgerald going to be a head coach again?
Well, it depends on people. You know, he was cleared. I mean, they settled the wrongful termination suit, so they settled there. The Northwestern had to release saying, hey, he had no knowledge of what was going on. I mean, Stanford would be a great place for Pat Fitzgerald. Wisconsin would be a great place for Pat Fitzgerald.
Dude, you just hit those are two good spots.
And the reason Stanford, and believe it or not, Stanford still puts academic performance above.
They do. I mean, you've got to get into Stanford to play football at Stanford.
Yes.
And he recruited at Northwestern, which is, again, one of those institutions that still is an institution of higher learning, maintains some of those priorities.
I hope Pat Fitzgerald lands someplace. I really do.
I do too. I've always been a big fan of his. I was hard when that story broke. I was one of the guys saying, that was one of the things of I guess my argument was you can't have it both ways. I can't constantly hear about how these head coaches are CEOs. They control things. They know everything under the hood. And then all of a sudden something happens and they go, what? What? I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't like that dichotomy that happens. But
is it possible? Yes, but there's still got to be a fall guy, and he was the fall guy. And when you're the CEO, you're the fall guy when something like that happens. I think
the truth there, it's this thing. It's that thing of the truth lies somewhere in the middle. They don't know everything. They want to tell us they do. They want to tell us it's all under control and under wraps and that they know all the details. They don't. And those are the things that pop out and you watch it unfold in the court of law or between lawyers, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, okay. So we were kind of being lied to about both. They don't know, they can't know everything. I mean, Travis, it's kind of like what we talk about with the relationship between head coaches and players. Do these head coaches know every single player? No, they don't. We want to believe they do.
Their position coaches know them a hell of a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah. Does Jimbo Fisher end up someplace? I mean, there's a guy who got fired and got $70 million. He hasn't had to work, but you probably get. But Jimbo Fisher seems like a guy. Well, you've been out of the game too long, right? It hasn't even been that long, but it's like, you're kind of forgotten about. Do you really end up someplace? Pat Fitzgerald, again, because of the legal problems, you sit there and go. But I would like to. His situation would have to be unique.
Yeah. You hit two great spots. Dude, he would be a great fit at both of those places.
We assume he would be a great fit.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm just that culture, would that fire up the Wisconsin fan base? Would you remove that fan apathy?
I think so.
I do too. I think that would be the type of thing that would make Wisconsin fans go, whoa, we give this guy the right resources, he can win.
Yeah.
Hawkeye basketball. You hire Ben McCollum, and there are fans that go, you know what? If we give this guy resources, let's see where this thing goes. And then all of a sudden, you've got the NIL waiting there. And he would. I think he would do that. Stanford, I think it's just that fit of it's the closest school to Northwestern.
Yeah, whatever.
As far as that,
he knows how to win with little.
Yeah, and he knows how he can recruit smart kids.
Yes. Can you get guys that have 32s on their ACT that are really good athletes? Yeah, I can do that. Here's my record. But even Stanford, when it comes to that, lets people in that probably normally wouldn't get in. You have to. Yeah, I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? But I think it's one of those, hey, if we're going to extend you a scholarship, we need to know you're going to take it because we got some work to do. But I'll say this.
Yeah,
and
I see what you're saying.
I'll say this. I think the hardest part of some of these colleges, including Ivy League, all this stuff, the hardest part's getting in. Once you get there, it's college. Meaning, if you go to class, you do the work, you're probably going to pass. Just saying. I mean, you have tutors, you have all this stuff. There's no reason not to pass. The hardest part's getting in because Stanford has like a 9% acceptance rate. I don't even know what Northwestern's acceptance rate is. I was down in Phoenix a couple weeks ago talking to a referee. He's a Michigan grad, grew up a Michigan fan. His kid got like a 31 on the ACT. Still couldn't get into Michigan because they had like 45,000 applicants and they only took like 19,000. He still couldn't, being an in-state kid, still couldn't get in with a 31 on his ACT. I'm like,
damn.
I know. It's competition.
I need to start getting Eli ready for that ACT, don't I? He's a sophomore this year.
Yeah.
Take it next year, right? Take it as a junior, I think.
You can't, yeah. So he might be, he could probably take a practice exam. You know, Greta didn't take it. We found a school that didn't need to, and because we knew what she would do on a standardized test. I mean, you know, I was not a great test taker. My girls did okay. Owen did okay. A lot better than I did. But, yeah.
Thanks, Aunt Jeanette.
Yeah. I have a lot to thank my wife for. There's no doubt about that. Thank you for reminding me of that. 5. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just for some reason you said Aunt Jeanette. It got me thinking about her driving home in the Defender, and we have something really cool that we're going to be able to do. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why. I mean, obviously when you watch the Rush Radio Show, you see Willis Automotive commercials each and every break because Willis Automotive powers the Rush Radio Show. And when we met with Josh and the team down there at Willis, we're like, hey, what can we do to add more value? What can we do for you? They're like, would you guys be in some of our TV spots? I'm like, yeah, we can do that. We just got to kind of plan schedules. And so they're going to put us on the Defender track down at Willis.
I think this is thanks to you in my mind. How I remember it is you're right. Josh was like, hey, we want to do some fun stuff. Let's get let's start thinking outside the box. But it was when you showed up at the new car show and you were like, damn, I really like this Defender. And they were like, well, we can take it out back on the course.
And when Ryan said that, I was like, oh, you got a racetrack back there? I mean, I really did think it was because I saw that industrial. I'm like, we just drive around. That's awesome. And then when I went to pick up my Defender, Bobby, the sales manager, goes, hey, you want to go on the track? I'm like, yeah, sure. I go, you want me to drive? He goes, oh, no, you don't get to drive on the track. And I'm like, I'm buying the car. And then we go on this course. I'm like, oh, now I know why you don't want me to drive. You got to be skilled.
So in a couple weeks, bye week for the Hawkeyes, you're going to head to town. And we're going to go out, and they're going to take us out on the course. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm telling you, I keep telling those guys they just need to have like a course day where people can just show up and go through the course. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I had to put the plates on the Defender yesterday. I need to take out another loan. I have like 2 loans on the car now.
One for the license and registration.
And the sales tax, I'm like, oh, okay. That was fun. 515-517-2303. The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, continues when we come back.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
No tricks, just treats at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We've got the largest inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles, all aggressively priced. Get a 2025 Silverado with 0% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Or grab a 2026 Silverado with 2.9% APR for up to 72 months. Looking for value? Drive away in an affordable Trailblazer with 3.9% APR and 90 days deferred payments. Come knock on our door or visit us online at willischevy.com for these treats, and we won't even make you tell us a joke to get them.
Football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, I'm Bradley Ollinger here at Willis Nissan. Now until October, we are offering buy 3 tires, get the 4th for $1. Take advantage of this deal right now before winter. Go online today at willisnissan.com to schedule your tire placement today, and we'll see you on the service drive.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. It's Tuesday. Ross, I'm going to go out on a limb on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Yeah?
Going to go out on a limb. I usually don't do this. You don't know me to do this very often.
You're going to make a prediction, aren't you?
I am.
I can feel it.
I am.
You're going to predict Iowa State beating BYU, aren't you?
God, you're reading my mind.
Yeah. I don't know how I knew that you were doing that. I really don't know how
You're kind of freaking me out here, dude. You're like reading my mind through. You should be one of those online psychics that just charges people like $50.
The closer that alien ship gets to Earth, the more my psychic powers are starting to kick up a little bit here. A little Rostradamus happening. No, I don't know. And Trav, I don't blame you for this at all. I can absolutely see that playing out. Somebody wrote, I think it was dude from Iowa, put in the chat, and dude, if it was you, remind me, how long has it been since Iowa State has dropped this many games in a row?
Which is what, 2 in a row?
They've dropped 2 now. And I think his comment was, it had been, and I don't want to screw this up, dude, if you can help me out, or whoever it was that posted this earlier, that Iowa State, it's been a long time since they've lost 3 in a row. And I can absolutely see them pulling this off. Oh, never mind. Johnny says it was last year that they lost 3 in a row. What? I have to go look at that. Anyway, maybe I was wrong. Maybe dude was wrong. Maybe somebody else was wrong. Doesn't seem like I'm with you. I think that they beat BYU this weekend. And
and you're probably going to go, well, what do you got to back it up? I have nothing to back it up with. It is a total feel thing. But let me give you where I kind of come to my conclusion. Is Iowa State's coming off a bye week. You got your kicker should be back. We'll see if Hanson's back. So you had the week to heal up. And the truth is, BYU, even though it's unbeaten, even though the Cougars are ranked 11th in the country, they've been hanging on by a thread. And there's a difference. The fine line between good and great is very, very thin. I mean, they beat Colorado by 3. I know Iowa State lost to Colorado, but they beat Colorado by 3. They needed 2 overtimes to beat Arizona State. They beat Utah by 3. Utah's a good team.
Arizona. They beat Arizona, not Arizona State.
Did I say Arizona State? So Arizona in 2 overtimes, and then beat Utah by 3. I just think that you have a team that has performed when it needed to, but I think Jack Trice Stadium is going to be a much different feel. I think this Iowa State team knows that it has to win. I don't think it's going to press, but I just look at the preparation that I think Matt Campbell and the way he's consistently been able to keep the team focused and not go off the rails. I just sit here and go, and not only that, I think it's going to be like a 10-point win. 10 points or more. I don't think it's yeah.
The line right now on ESPN is
2.5.
I'm seeing 3.5 right now.
Then it went up.
Opened at 2.5 and has gone to 3.5 for Iowa State. Yeah, and Shipley's right. He says they lost 3 all of last year, and one was the Big 12 championship. They didn't lose 3 in a row last year. I swore I saw somebody say earlier the last time they'd lost 3 in a row was da-da-da. And whatever that was, I was like, oh, that sounds right. Matt Campbell's done a great job with that program. It's not the 1983 Iowa State Cyclones anymore, and it hadn't been for a long time. And I not only believe in Matt Campbell, I think you're right, Trav. You get this bye week, you're getting healthy, You've had a chance to rest. You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. BYU has been skating by. And, with all of those things laid out, if you're healthy, get out there, get a win.
And don't get me wrong, beating the number 11 team in the country would be an accomplishment. I think it's an overinflated ranking. I think right now voters are like, well, they're unbeaten in the Big 12. Are they really the 11th best team in the country? They haven't done anything to prove us wrong. But it's kind of like when Iowa State got up to as high as it did, and as soon as it lost, it went down, right? I mean, there's been some movement there. I've had this feeling almost to the point where I want to bet it. And I haven't bet all year. I'm like, I think I want to go bet this game. I'm that confident in Iowa State winning. I know.
Money line, or are you going to give the points?
I only bet the point. That's the simplest way for me to bet. I don't sit there and go, I need the money line, all this. I just want to. Oh, point spread. That's what I understand. It's kind of like when I play blackjack. I know that when I get two kings is a good hand for me. I know that.
So, and especially on the road for BYU, that game against Colorado, that was at Colorado. The Arizona game, that was at Arizona. Those games that they needed every last second, and then including one that they needed a couple of overtimes. They haven't been fantastic on the road. Jack Trice should be freaking on fire.
You hope it is.
Yeah, and I think it will be. I mean, Iowa State fans are just as hungry for a win right now. Not just as hungry because the team would be a little bit more. But the fan base is going to be hungry. Saturday night, that's what we saw with Hawkeye fans. There's this. You will your team to win when you get that loud and there's that much energy. I like your idea here. I like your idea.
Yeah, it's funny that you could read my mind like that because I really was like, I just had this gut feeling, and I'm like, I'm so confident in the Cyclones this weekend, which, of course, if they get beat, people are, it's your fault, Justice. You jinxed him. I had nothing to do with it, but I mean, how many times do I do predictions on here?
Never.
Never.
Very, very, very
never.
rarely. Yeah.
I mean, I've been thinking about this one for a little bit. Now, I'm not going to make a prediction on the Iowa-Minnesota game, but I don't know if I feel as comfortable with it because it's like, what Minnesota team's going to show up? Is it the one that got blown out by Ohio State? I mean, you look at Darius Taylor, the running back for Minnesota, who had 148 yards against Nebraska. You're like, oh my God, you got to stop him. But then you go look at some of his other games. You're like, okay, Nebraska let a guy who was an average runner at best look elite. And I'm like, is he really that good? And what happened was once they were able to establish the run, what does that do, Ross?
Opens it all up.
Opens it all up. And so I think Iowa's a better team than Minnesota. It's just but I'm not going to sit here and guarantee a win for Iowa like I am for Iowa State.
The positives for Travis, you're right. Which team is going to show up? You can actually say that about both, but I feel like Iowa, what we've seen is a progression. Each week I've thought Mark Gronowski was better than the week before. And that gives me some confidence there. The defense, every game they've seemed to, and I shouldn't say, but man, it feels like every game there's been a drive where you wonder where the defense is. There's been a drive where you're like, oh, that was way too easy. Now, honestly, as I say that, did Penn State have a drive like that? Yeah, they did. But one. And a lot of teams have done that. It's that first drive or an early, with the scripted plays, they're able to get through it and carve up the defense or something. But I'd like the Hawkeyes' chances on Saturday as well. I'm with you. Which team is going to show up is the big thing. But this isn't a game where I feel like the Hawkeyes have to win in the margins. You know what I mean? Oh, man, it's going to come to turnovers or special team plays. No, the Hawkeyes can beat Minnesota. I've watched them play enough that the Hawkeyes can win the battle at the line on both sides of the ball. They should be able to run the ball against Minnesota. I think they'll be able to stop the run. Yeah, I like our chances this weekend for both schools.
We are going to hear from Kirk Ferentz today. His news conference takes place this afternoon. Matt Campbell as well. So we'll hear what both head coaches have to say. Two big games. I mean, it's still a lot on the line for both teams, and that's why these games are so important this weekend as we get deeper and deeper into the season.
And Trav, really, I think you might have even touched on this earlier. Maybe the important stuff is the health of Iowa State. Because if you are at full strength, if you've got Hansen back in the backfield to help carry some water with Abu Sama, if you've got Conradi back there hitting 60-yard field goals, or at least gives you that confidence to try to put points on the board when you get past midfield, that changes a lot of stuff, man. You feel better about it as a team, and not just as a fan base. The coach has more confidence. They're going to play a little bit looser because you've got a little bit of depth at running back. You've got a kicker that can do that. So maybe that's the important stuff from Campbell. How healthy are they?
Yeah. So we'll be talking a lot about these games as the week progresses. But I want to do a early week prediction when it comes to Iowa State. And, of course, Minnesota, Iowa, always fun with the Pig, Florida Rosedale. Lots of good stuff there. So, Ross, I know you signed the contract when you were at the old place. And, I was one of the few who read the entire contract and had a lawyer go over it, and it was giving away, not only giving away, some of your freedom, but the reason I didn't want to sign the contract is they wanted to own all my personal assets, right? So they said, hey, if you do anything outside of here, well, we're going to own your other podcasts. We're going to own your social media channels. And I'm like, you don't get to own that stuff, right?
Hey, quick correction. I didn't sign the contract, right?
Oh, I didn't know you didn't sign it.
Yeah, I didn't sign it because of you.
Oh, okay. Well, you did the first time around, though, with Chris and that bunch, didn't you?
When I didn't have anything to give up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I was iHeart through and through, baby.
Yeah.
I was a diehard. I was gonna get hauled out of there to the Dunn's funeral home next door.
But I just read that, like, there's no way I'm going to give up my name, image, and likeness for a part-time job that you only saw me or heard me for 2 hours a day. I go, that's not fair, especially with stuff I'd already established before I worked there, right? And I think this is a lesson for everybody. And not everybody's in broadcasting. I understand that. But when you give up your personal asset, you are giving up a lot. And Jack Nicklaus gave up his name, image, and likeness several years ago to Nicklaus Enterprises, right?
Yeah.
And he sold that. He sold his name, image, and likeness for $145.
Nicholas Companies.
Nicholas Companies. Yeah. So basically, a big firm came in and said, "Hey, we want the Golden Bear. We want your name. We want the golf course design rights." And they gave him $145 million. I mean, that's a lot of money, but I actually think it's undervalued for Jack Nicklaus. Call me crazy, but Jack Nicklaus is like, okay. And then you may remember when Liv first started coming out that remember we heard the rules. Jack Nicklaus was going to support Liv, and everybody was kind of like, "What's Jack doing?" Right? I mean, this is. Listen, I'm a Liv guy. I didn't have a problem with the tour started, right. But it was weird for Jack Nicklaus. Well, it comes out, Ross, that was all pre-manufactured by Nicklaus Companies. They lured him to Saudi Arabia because they told him, hey, they want you to design a golf course there. And when he got there, they made the pitch of, hey, we want you to support this, do that. And he said no. And that's when they let it go that Jack was going to support. Jack just sued Nicklaus Companies and won a defamation suit for $50 million. Yeah. $50 million. Don't give up your name. Don't give up your likeness. Don't do any of that. Now, I know he got $145 million, but you want to make sure if you do give up your name, you better be sure they're representing your best interest in your name because your name is all you have. They actually started spreading that he had dementia and was senile and didn't know how to make right decisions. It's crazy.
He was smart enough to go get lawyers and sue their asses.
Man.
It's a lot of money. The guy that did it all was a billionaire. I think a multi-time billionaire. Well, they always say your first billion is the hardest billion to make.
It used to be the million. The first million was the hardest. Now you just have a million.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was just going to ask you. I mean, would you give up your name, image, and likeness? I see these artists who sell their catalogs, right? You see artists who sell their music catalogs. Maybe that's a little bit different because they can still go make money being on tour and all that other stuff. But man, to have somebody take advantage of you like that and disparage you, we're talking about Jack frickin' Nicklaus.
I mean, yeah, Travis, on a way different scale. Yeah, I have done that. Now, I did it the first time it happened to me. It was completely unintentional. I didn't realize until remember I did the podcast with Parisic and the Des Moines Police Department.
Yeah,
missing in the metro.
Yeah,
and that thing was a huge success. We were getting unbelievable numbers on that thing. And I remember I went to our boss at that time and I said, "Hey, I've made this really cool ball, man. I got this shiny new toy. We should go out and I mean, again, because I was working for probably $30,000 or something like that. I was like, hey, can I make some money off of this thing? Because I've made this really neat thing. It was my idea. I've put in all the work. I've had Paul and Heather come in and sit with me and talk to me about it, but I'm the one that's editing it all. I'm the one that's producing the whole thing. It's all me. What can we get from this thing? Maybe I can throw some things at Paul and Heather too. I'll never forget. Dude, this is why I'm in real estate. I'll never forget that boss looking at me and saying, I own that. That's not yours. What the hell are you thinking that you own that? I'm like, what do you mean? I created it. No, Ross. We pay for your intellectual property. So anything that you come up with in this building, that we own that. You're stuck.
Yeah, did you use our microphones? Did you use our board? Did you use our software?
You're stuck. Thanks for the pretty ball. We're not going to do anything with it. And dude, that day, I was doing a podcast with Mark Charter up at the office, and I went up there, and they could see, me. I wear my emotions.
You do.
Hey, baby, feeling better? Oh, look great.
You do wear your emotions. I know exactly how you feel.
And I walked into that room, and those guys were like, dude, what's wrong with you? And I said, I am stuck, man. I'm stuck. I'm a smart guy. I come up with these great ideas, and I can't do anything to change my life, man. I got these 2 kids at home, and I'm stuck. I'm a slave to a life of poverty here. And I've told you this. My buddy Adam Bentz said, how much money do you think you want to make next year? I said, I don't know, man. I need to make like $20,000 more next year. Those guys fell off their chairs laughing at me. Like, what? $20,000? Get your real estate license. Take over your own life. Take it over. Own your own things. Tell these guys to piss off. Damn, am I glad I had that meeting. Am I glad I drove up there that day? Because otherwise, it would all, whatever. So I've been there. I've been in that position where you're like, oh, people are doing things with my, whatever you want to call that, whether that's name, image, or likeness, or intellectual property, or whatever it is. It's like, oh, I've been there. And I couldn't sue them. I just had to take it.
And where I understand this, and like this, the Nicholas company still owns the Golden Bear. I mean, because he did sell that, right?
Yep, he sold that to him.
But they tried to say he had a 5-year non-compete when he got done, and he's now designing golf courses again. They say, well, no, you're hurting us. Well, the non-compete's over with, so he can go sell. I mean, he can still say, I'm designing golf courses, and you can't do anything about that. Now, he doesn't get to profit off the logo and stuff anymore, but you sold that for $145 million. I get that. But when you defame somebody because you're upset, that's a different story. When you make up story. I mean, I kind of fell for it. I'm like, Jack Nicklaus was in support of Liv. I remember doing
I remember that. I remember having these conversations too. And there were a lot of people. Like, I can remember my buddy Mark Hanrahan, who's a huge PGA guy. And I can remember Mark even saying, like, man, I'm disappointed in the Golden Bear here. I'm disappointed that he would turn his back on the PGA in this fashion for these people. And it takes a couple years for you to realize, and maybe, I'm sure Mark was way in tune to this way before that. And maybe I'm putting words in Mark's mouth, but in my head, he was one of the first ones to be like, damn it, why is Jack joining this crew? And he didn't. He again, had to go through court in order to convince people he didn't, but good for him. Glad that Jack got this thing straightened out. Seriously, and I'm not being a smart ass at all. I'm glad that he fought for what he thought was right and ended up winning this thing.
So, I mean, I don't want to go through that shit when I'm 80 years old, though, right? Or he's 85. It's like, man, can you imagine? You're like, man.
Just trying to, walk up the 18th fairway and you're having to deal with this crap.
Oh. What do you got on plan for today? Anything? You going to do anything today?
Yeah, I got a couple fun things. In fact, going to get the haircut, going to see Tommy over at Platinum, going to get this mess taken care of. Got a meeting up at the office. You know, it used to be the old Charterhouse office. Now it's the beautiful Agency, Iowa office up there in the Prairie Trail neighborhood. We have an agent with us, Bethany Cochran, who is just an absolute world beater, dude. She's amazing. And she's going to actually share some of her expertise with us today about how she built her business, how she maintains it, all sorts of stuff. So she's been a fun one that we brought on, dude. I remember when we hired her, the first person to reach out to me was Andrew Downs. And AD was like, dude, this lady's awesome. You're going to love her. And I had not even met her yet, and I had like 4 other people come up to me and say, you guys hired Bethany Cochran. Way to go. Good job. I was like, well, I didn't have anything. I don't even met her yet. I didn't have anything to do with hiring her. But she has been an awesome, we brought on a lot of agents in the last year at Agency Iowa. Mark's done an amazing job of building a great roster of folks. Everybody adds their own little thing. Everybody's got their own desires and motivations. But it's nice when you've got somebody who's had a lot of success, who's willing to say, hey, it's not a, hey, this is mine, and I get to keep this. She's having a seminar today to say, here's what I did, here's what I had success doing, and you guys go out and try the same thing. So I'm excited about this.
Is Mark still doing his podcast? Is he still? He had that nice little setup in the office.
He does. We still have a really nice setup for podcasts in the office. I could do the show from there anytime. In fact, I probably should do that some morning. Just do it from I should do it from the balcony.
It's getting cold now. Getting cold now, dude.
I don't care, dude. I did it from Canada when it was 45
That's true.
degrees.
That's true. Very, very true. Well, I think Mark realizes too. I mean, you can have the great setup, but and I tell everybody because everybody's like, "Hey, I want to start a podcast." Go ahead. Just know that it's really hard to produce content on a regular basis.
And that's exactly it. If you got the time, if you've got the network like we were lucky enough to have.
That's why I like this show because I've been very, very, Ross gets sick of me because I still call it a radio show. I don't call this a podcast because this is timed every single day. It's run like a radio show. It's just like, it is live, you know. To me, podcasts come out once every 2 weeks or once a week or whatever like that is. Like my Doc Talk one that I do with Dr. Rob. That's just a regular, hey, let's get together. But that's even hard. You know, one year we do 40 of them. This year we're only on 14 because it's just time. It's a lot of friggin' work is what it is. But yeah, so I don't think I have anything really major today. Just I do have to record a podcast for work. I don't own that one. Work owns that one. But that's all I'm going to be doing.
I was hoping one of these Tuesdays I'm going to get Fails out on the water with me. Last over the weekend went out and my buddy Tyson and I had a fun day, dude. I caught a 24-inch walleye
at the secret pond,
secret spot. We have caught bluegill, largemouth, walleye. I've heard there's crappie and catfish in these ponds. I'm telling you, it's a multi-species fishery.
Is that common? I'm a fisherman dummy. That doesn't seem like you would think there would be a predator fish in there would get rid of the walleye or something. I mean, I'm just throwing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, walleye and largemouth bass are both predators.
Okay.
They'll go out and snipe a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it's not super common in Iowa. You usually get one of two systems. The one is that the traditional kind of farm pond thing, right? Bluegill, largemouth bass, When walleye start getting introduced, normally that's like you're in a river, you've got smallmouth and things like perch, northern. If you're lucky, like up by Clear Lake, you get a muskie. So they're usually not. It's usually not like this. That's why it's such a special thing. So I was literally texting Fails like, "We gotta get out here. You gotta come out here with me one of these days."
Good stuff.
And then Flag's dad was like a tournament fisherman.
Really?
Yeah, Evie is like a largemouth bass tournament fisherman. And if he wants to go with me, I want to go with Evie, but I kind of don't, because I don't want to disappoint him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to look at my tackle box and go, "Take me home." I have a fear of
Can't
that.
judge a man by his tackle box.
Yeah, you can. You can judge a man by two things: his tackle box and his mower deck height.
Oh, good stuff. Want to thank Josh from Priority One for coming on today. When you need your furnace serviced, and we highly encourage you to do that, go to callpriority1.com. Make sure to tell Josh you heard about it on the Rush Radio Show. Also, don't forget to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by Iowa corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa, so pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org for more. Ross and I'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Tuesday, everybody. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
What's going on, everybody? Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. I'm excited to talk about some new things we have going on this month in October. Right now, we only have a handful of 2025 models left. We have 10,000 in retail cash on 2025 80s. We have 8,000 on QX60s, and we have 6,500 on QX50s and 55s. Also, all 2026 models, we have $2,000 off. For more information, come visit our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience Links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy.